And the great Lady Colin Campbell joins me now. And wow, there couldn't be a bigger contrast between real royalty and, let's be honest, Lady C, showbiz trash.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're into explosive royal revelations, jaw-dropping truths, and the real tea behind palace drama, you're in the right place.
These past 24 hours, because last night we saw King Charles, Queen Camilla, and Prince William put the British monarchy's best foot forward at this glittering diplomatic corps white tie reception at Buckingham Palace. Meanwhile, Prince Harry on social media talking about his nether regions and swearing while getting a fake tattoo, and Meghan Markle briefing People magazine again about her joyful appearance. She's so joyful, Lady C, at the launch of her brand Highbrow Hippie without her husband by her side. So, Lady C, the contrast between Prince Harry and his blood relatives has never been more stark, has it? Can we kick off with Meghan Markle at Highbrow Hippie? This was just bizarre, wasn't it? Her behaviour is becoming increasingly unhinged.
Well, Dan, it depends how you assist yourself with your unhinging. Because I understand from people who were there and saw her that she appeared to them to be flying higher than Concorde in the stratosphere. And also she was very clinging at the same time.
So she's had a few Red Bulls, Lady C.
Well, she certainly had something.
You've got a cold again.
Again, my nose so often bothers me, I can't tell you.
But there was something very performative about it all, wasn't there, Lady C? And then the fact that she then had to brief to People magazine, oh, I was just so joyful. I mean, I don't buy it for 1 second.
Well, she seems to have forgotten that the promise of joy that Camilla was going on about didn't behoove her or do her any good. And therefore, maybe, since joy didn't work for Camilla, maybe she should avoid trying to have joy work for her. It's never very convincing, especially, when public figures have to let you know that they are so joyous and that they're so happy and that everything's so fabulous. It's usually not.
Today, we dive into Lady Colin Campbell's scathing takedown of Meghan Markle. And trust me, she did not hold back.
Well, indeed, because at the end of the day, Highbrow Hippie, which seems to me to be quite a disastrous brand, actually, but let's put that to one side. I mean, this is Meghan's colorist and probably one of her only friends these days because her friends are all on the payroll or wanting something out of her. But Meghan has invested in this brand, and this was a big launch for her because all of her business ventures of late have been complete flops and complete disasters. And there she is, again, completely on her own. So, of course, she has to act as if she's overjoyed. Whereas I think Prince Harry is making quite a specific choice. And I mean, we'll come to his crazy decisions in just a moment, but I think he is making quite a specific choice to distance himself from the disaster of his wife's career, and maybe that's actually a sensible thing.
Well, it is a sensible thing, but Dan, think about it. This is a hairdressing salon. I mean, who ever heard of regarding a major investment as investing in a hair salon? I mean, give me a break. It's not Revlon. It's not, some famous company. It's a hair salon. And she's investing in it. I mean, that's really scraping the bottom of the commercial barrel in the most extraordinary way. It's like saying, oh, I left a billionaire's palace, and now all of a sudden I'm going to be counting coppers. Have I not progressed? Well, you haven't progressed. The whole thing is yet again a study in insanity. I'm beginning to think, well, maybe not beginning to think, but I certainly think that Meghan displays signs of actual insanity. I mean, she's
Mm.
totally disconnected from reality. Either that, or she is so delusional that she thinks that everybody buys her lie. It's so ludicrous. It's beyond belief. And also the hair. I mean, look at that hair. You know, is that supposed to be hair that anybody would want? She now looks unkempt. She looks as if she needs a good scrub down. You know, let's scrub the scrubber.
Do you not feel at all sorry for her, Lady C, that it has just gone so spectacularly wrong? I mean, as you say, she's gone from being a member of the British royal family to part of the Hollywood elite with the biggest possible deals in the world to investing in an embarrassing little brand as a hair salon in Los Angeles, where she isn't even able to bring any of her A-list mates, let alone her husband. I mean, is there a time when actually we think, goodness me, we should feel sorry for her? Or is this karma because of how she treated everyone along the way?
From calling her unhinged to claiming she's coercively controlling Prince Harry, this is the kind of royal drama you can't make up. First, for those who don't know, Lady Colin Campbell isn't just any commentator. She's an aristocrat, royal biographer, and longtime insider of the British elite.
I would feel sorry for her if she displayed the slightest bit of empathy, sympathy, and decency towards other people. Let's remember the King and Catherine are both being treated for cancer. They have both been rarely ill. And Catherine seems to be cancer free at the moment, but the King is not. And she has, through her ghastly, scabies, she has leaked that they were racist. She hasn't once denied that claim. She and Harry have been piling pressure on his father and his sister-in-law in the most disgraceful way. They haven't stopped piling on the pressure. They have continued piling on the pressure. So, are we going? Well, let me put it this way. In 1943, if you were in Britain or in Poland or in France or in Lithuania or in Romania, etc., would you have been pitying Adolf Hitler because he had a cold? No, you wouldn't have. Would you have been pitying any of the Nazis because they were ill? No, you wouldn't. You reserve your sympathy for people who have not shown themselves to be beyond the pale. Meghan and Harry, okay, their crimes, such as they are not at the level of the Nazis. But, it's a convenient comparison to make
No, I
because
know what you're
everybody
saying. I know what you're saying. And at the end of the day, this is a woman who tried to bring down the British royal family. Okay, she failed, but she still caused Queen Elizabeth the Great all of this hell in the final months of her life. And for me, Lady C, I mean, that is unforgivable. And that is why personally I don't feel sorry for her.
But then it's not only the Queen's final months, it's the Queen's final years and Prince Philip's final months. And also, let's remember that the Queen had prepared rooms. I said it at the time, I might even have said it on your show, your previous show, that I had been informed that they had prepared rooms at Balmoral and had asked Harry and Meghan to come that last summer of the Queen's life, when Harry and Meghan were in England, and so were the children. And the Queen had prepared rooms, asked them, even though they weren't they had refused, she still had the rooms prepared in case they changed their minds. Harry and Meghan had a free day. They could have flown up to Scotland.
Yes.
They could have flown back. She's found it very easy to get on a plane and go to Uvalde. She's found it very easy to get on a plane and go to Elton John. Remember, they said that Archie was too young to travel all that distance to Balmoral. Then they took a flight to the south of France, which is further than Balmoral. So all this hypocrisy, all this inconsistency, all these double standards. I mean, you can't sympathize with people when they are actually showing you that they are dangerous, and that you need to protect yourself against them. You don't need to sympathize with them. You must protect yourself against them.
Known for her brutal honesty and deep connections in royal circles, when Lady C speaks, the palace listens, or at least flinches.
So no, I think any day she decides to turn over a new leaf and become a human being and say that she regrets some of the things she did, throw her hands up, say mea culpa, and say I'm really sorry for some of the things I did. Then I think it would be appropriate to give her sympathy. But in the meantime, you do not give sympathy to somebody who is trying to destroy you. And Meghan and Harry have not only tried to destroy the royal family, they tried to destroy the institution of the monarchy. And they have, to a large extent, succeeded in damaging it, not only in Britain, but throughout the Commonwealth. I know this because, being a Jamaican, I'm in touch with a lot of people in the Commonwealth, and I get complaints from diplomats, etc. Fewer now, but 2 years ago, people were up in arms about the mischief making that Harry and Meghan were causing them in the Commonwealth with their race baiting.
No, indeed. Indeed. Okay, so then we have Harry. And Harry, Lady C, actually seems to be on cloud 9 in Canada, away from Meghan. So when we've seen him recently with Meghan, be it in Colombia or in the Poppy Day video, wherever we see Harry and Meghan together, he's so unhappy. But Harry in Canada is just like, well, yes, there's the video where he looks totally miserable being next to Meghan, but it's just one of many, because I guess he could say there, well, it's Remembrance Day, but it's one of many. Then you compare and contrast with Harry in Canada on his own, and he looks completely happy. Lady C, having a great time.
He's much more ebullient when he's out of her presence, and he's suppressed when he's in her presence. But that is very indicative of a submissive with a dominatrix. So, they actually give the game away to that extent. But his behavior in Canada, and I was told that his initial appearance was very forced, and he was, oh, look how happy I am, and I'm just and it was very over the top. And somebody thought that he looked as if he had just come out of rehab, that he was no longer had the candy coating, the cotton wool coating, sorry, of the substances to keep things at bay, and he was enacting enthusiasm that he didn't feel. So I don't think he's been to rehab. So, but that doesn't mean that, once he's away from Meghan, that the old Harry, the more ebullient Harry, doesn't assert himself. But the fact that he has surrendered the joyous part of his identity to her, and that it's only allowed to be visible when he's not in her presence, actually gives you a whole heap of psychological messages that are very disturbing, not only about him, but about her and about their relationship. If
big time.
he were a woman, so can I just say, if
Please.
he were a woman and she were a man, people would be asking questions about, is this coercive control? People would be asking and saying, excuse me, the evidence before our eyes is so disturbing that this seems to be a coercive relationship where there's unacceptable control.
She's written best-selling books on Princess Diana, the Queen, and even Meghan and Harry. And she's no stranger to controversy herself. Is Lady Campbell speaking the uncomfortable truth? Or is this just another character assassination in a never-ending royal soap opera?
Indeed, and I want to show you actually just a short clip of him on Canadian TV because it sort of illustrates what you are saying in terms of, well, I'll let people make their own judgment, but is he faking it or is this real joy? Watch this, Lady C. I mean, Lady C, it's very odd because he's got a bit of an American accent. He seems to be putting on joy then. But what's your take? Do you think that is genuine happiness because he's away from Meghan?
I think it's also deflection. You notice he didn't answer the question.
No.
So he's obviously adept at deflection. Is it genuine? To the extent that his former facade was genuine, I think an element of it is connected to what his personality was before. But I actually suspect that I think he's just like a prisoner released out of solitary confinement, and he babbles. You know, it's
no, totally. But I mean, look, the one thing that I think no one can deny is that is a completely different Harry to the Harry that we saw in Colombia and the Harry that we saw in Nigeria and the Harry that we saw standing next to Meghan in that very brief Remembrance Day video. The difference is stark. But then we have the tattoo video, ladies. See, now this was, we believe, filmed in New York when he went and made that stuff off at a tattoo parlor during his visit to New York. It's with a big American artist called Jelly Roll. I am assured, Lady C, I am assured that Jelly Roll is a big deal and it's a real coup for Harry to sign him up for the Invictus Games. But, oh gosh, I mean, this video came in when I was broadcasting live yesterday. I watched it live. I was truly horrified by how awful it is. So, Lady C, more bad language, more talk of his private parts. What did you make of it?
Well, I think he's quite right to use the word arse, but it's his one. He's a total arse. He's a total jackass. I mean, it's so inelegant, you know. People use foul language when they don't have a good vocabulary. If you're in a temper, and then foul language is actually regarded in psychological terms as quite healthy because it releases rage and it's something to pin rage onto. But to use foul language, and so much foul language in such a short space of time, conversationally, he's trying to make out that he's down to earth and relatable. Well, of course, he's very down to earth. We all know he's down to earth. That's why he takes private planes as often as we take private planes. Because, I mean, Dan, you remember the last time you came here, you took a private plane. And then when we went into the supermarket, we took a private plane as well. I mean,
obviously.
Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it eye-opening. New videos every week, and trust me, the drama never sleeps. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, And as always, stay royal.